We're going to bring in Sohrab Ahmari, Compact Magazine founder and former editor for the New York Post, who was at the Post when the story about Hunter's laptop was censored. So, like we just said, you were there. Tell us what was happening in your newsroom when this happened.
Well, of course, I was on the opinion side of things. I was totally shocked. Like everyone else that morning, I thought it was a great scoop. It seems like we had reported it very thoroughly. And then we saw at 10 in the morning, Facebook announced they would, quote unquote, reduce circulation on the story pending fact checking. And then Twitter altogether banned the story. Not only could you not share it on your public timeline, but you couldn't even send it in direct messages. And then they suspended the Twitter account of the New York Post, America's oldest continuously published daily newspaper, founded by Alexander Hamilton. And they kept it that way for 2 weeks. And that's why it's extremely, I think, enraging and shameful to hear someone like Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez call this a waste of time. You know, at its best, the old left was about checking concentrations of corporate power. And there's no better example of this kind of market power to silence journalism than this. So for someone who aspires to that kind of, those values of the old left, to then dismiss this, oh, this is half-baked, this is a waste of time, it's really a betrayal of her own principles on her own term. It's shameful.
Yeah, I don't really know if she has any principles in that world anymore. And to that point, Sohrab, from AOC's absolutely nonsensical lies that we heard there, to even somebody like Jamie Raskin, I got the sense yesterday in watching this hearing, it's abundantly clear that Democrats are not for doing away with censorship because this censorship helps Democrats. Was that your sense as well?
Well, I mean, of course, and I will have to say I'm glad that House congressional Republicans are on this, and they were on this on the Senate side when it was happening. In a very helpful way, they intervened and put public pressure that probably resulted in Twitter lifting the suspension of the New York Post. But I have to say, in some ways, the FBI question, which they honed in on so much, could be a red herring, because even if the FBI weren't there, it would be no better if you had privatized censorship. It wouldn't make the situation any better if this wasn't directed by the FBI. And to be honest, I mean, again, as much as I cheer Republicans for doing this, the time for hearings is over. The time now is for action, and action on taking away the laws that allow social media companies to act like this. And then the FBI or not FBI doesn't come into it. There is a law, a 1996 law called the Communications Decency Act, which allows companies like Facebook and Twitter to act like publishers, censor things, but without bearing any of the traditional publishers' liabilities. You take that away from them, and that's over. But Facebook, Twitter, others do an enormous amount of lobbying to prevent us from reforming that. And it's very shameful that the left, which normally is supposed to be concerned with concentrations of corporate power, is also indifferent to this. In fact, as you said, they want it.
Right. And I mean, it took years to get to this point with the investigations and the hearings. But what do you want to see come out of this?
Well, I mean, obviously, we want to see the truth. If there is collusion with the FBI, that's important. We should know that, because then it directly implicates First Amendment issues. That said, what I really want to see is reform, taking away big tech's power to impose a privatized censorship regime on American citizens. The likes of Fox News and New York Post, me and you, we can withstand it. We can speak out. But what I worry about is ordinary people having that chilling effect where if I say such and such a thing, I lose my online identity. I become a non-person. That is profoundly un-American, and it takes legislative reform. So that's what I want to see, is reforming Section 230 of that 1996 law I mentioned.
And at the end of the day, that would benefit not just Republicans. It would benefit Democrats as well, and it would benefit the country, because we are all Americans. Sohrab Ahmari, thank you so much for your time and insight and your work on this important story and this important cause.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.